Did you know you can create money freedom at any brokerage just by basically trading your time for more income earned? The truth is that real financial freedom, you must have money freedom, but you also must have time freedom. Time freedom is often overlooked, and there's only one brokerage that you can create both time freedom and money freedom. We're going to talk about it next. What's up, guys? Coach Kane, Real Estate Agent Playbook. Very interested to see what you guys think of this episode. Time freedom versus money freedom, and truly creating ultimate financial freedom as we go. This is something that I had to listen to and hear Mike and Connor talk about multiple times before I really grasped the importance of time, and time being finite, right? We only have so much time. We can't get time back. So we must protect our time. And when we really step back and look at it, the EXP brokerage model is the only model in the industry that allows you to create time and money freedom without a lot of headaches. So I can't wait to talk about it. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, please share with your favorite real estate agent, grow that community, leave me a review. Would love to really connect with as many real estate agents and help as many real estate agents win every single day at the game of real estate. So when it comes to money freedom, most agents have a number in their head where they're like, oh, if I could make $250,000 or $500,000, in a year, that would really set me free and I'd be set. As a competitor, I've been there and I've set these big, hairy, audacious goals, as people call them, and then I've reached them and I'm like, oh, I want to go for the next checkpoint. I want to go for the next mile marker. And the truth is, all I have to do in the real estate industry is trade my time spent, in income producing activities, and typically my income would increase. That's at least how it works for me. However, when I really thought about wealth and talking about the ultimate, freedom, so to speak, it's my time that I really should be focusing on and guarding. And if I continue to have to trade my time in order to increase my income, the truth is that's not really freedom, because I have no time to, spend and enjoy my life and enjoy my wealth, because I'm constantly trying to put more time in to keep that needle moving forward. So the ultimate financial freedom is when I no longer have to invest my time in order to, generate income. And that is the ultimate freedom, and where I now understand I need to go. And the good news is I'm at the right place at eXp Realty that will allow me to do that and provide both of these freedoms in order for ultimate freedom to show its light in my life. So when we step back, we all know realtors have to, continue to work endless hours, and, it's almost impossible to free up time. And you could be a managing broker, but then you have all the broker hats to wear, and that's not really time freedom. It is leveraging other people to, take a portion of their money and, whatever. You could start a team where that's not necessarily as much responsibility as a broker. But again, you're giving away money in order to increase your income at a limited rate, right? Because you hire somebody to show houses, you have to pay them 50% of the commission. You don't have to do it. You're still getting 50%. Right? But you still have to have the time invested in training them and maybe following up and, so on. If you're usually a team lead, you still have a cog in the wheel, and truthfully, you're still putting time in, and now you're even sharing your profit with these other people in order to make this happen. So you may sell hundreds of houses, but really it's like selling 70 houses on your own if you sell 100 houses with a team. As those commission splits go. And so the truth is that's really not a way to leverage. And other people say, oh, what about rental properties? Like just, continue to earn money, trade your time for money, get more income, put it into income properties. Well, income properties aren't passive. You have toilets, termites, tenants, all the things, vacancies. And so you're constantly having to do, put in the work and trade your time, or share some of your profit to pay someone else to take care of those things. And so that's truly not a passive income either, because you really are having to put that in to, the stress or having someone pay for it on their end. And so when we really look at this EXP brokerage model, well, what are you saying, Jeremy? You have to, bring agents in. The truth is you bring agents in, and you can teach them to duplicate and teach them to bring other agents in. And eventually there's agents closing deals that maybe you haven't even talked to. Maybe they've just watched your trainings or, maybe not, right? And 7 tiers deep, if you've built the proper organization and, everybody has kind of their spot and they're doing what they're good at. I was talking to an agent today with my sponsor, Louis, and he was just like, okay, well, Jeremy has this value and I have this value, and Mike has this value. And I can't offer what Mike does, and Jeremy can't offer what Mike does, but Mike can't offer what Jeremy does, and Louis can't offer what Jeremy does. So in essence, we have a really good value stack that you get absolutely for free by joining our group. And then all of a sudden, you start to see things duplicate, and you start to see other agents bring on other agents. And all of a sudden there's other agents closing deals, and, you may hang out with them at a get together or something, but you are not truly investing your time in order to earn that income because of the EXP model. And you say, well, that seems like, pyramid scheme, right? That's what everyone says. The truth is we're not taking any money from that agent. The agent is on an 80-20 split, just like I am. From a $10,000 commission, that agent gets $8,000. EXP gets $2,000 of EXP's money. If they're on my, first tier, I'm going to get $350 a $10,000 commission. And then Louis is going to get $400 from the $10,000 commission, and so on and so forth. And so, as you can see, I could actually eventually, if I'm, build an organization and I provide the value and I, retain those agents, I can eventually step away from the business, train, here and there, release some YouTube videos, whatever. And those agents are learning, and I'm, pouring into them in my own way, and they're continuing to produce. And then that agent goes and brings on another agent and another agent. You never know, who that next Mike Sherrard might be. But as you can see here, the power of the model, and truly, at some point I could step out of production. I can replace my income with the revenue share, and the stock options and all of the things. And eventually it'll get to a point where you're like, holy cow, that's crazy. And when you look at other commission split models, you can check this video right here I did on other commission split models. That's great. That's just one side of this beast. And you have revenue share and stock options, and then you still have a very competitive commission split model. Not to mention it has a cap, and not to mention if you're a top producer, you get that cap back with the Icon Award. So truly a brokerage where, you can have your normal income, you can trade your time for money, but you can also build a residual or passive, residual income based on the revenue share model. And that's something that's absolutely key in creating time freedom for yourself and ultimately setting yourself financially free. So when you're looking at this, a lot of other models have tried to duplicate it, but the thing that sets EXP is still the gold standard. Is truly those other models are not true exit strategies. At EXP, I could literally stop producing real estate, stop selling, homes to buyers and sellers, and stop earning that commission. And I can just focus on building my organization. I could, still get the benefits of the revenue share without producing, which is the key nuance, that EXP is still the only one, to my knowledge, that provides revenue share that you don't have to be actively producing. In fact, recently EXP launched the referral division, in which you can park your license in the commercial division. You don't have to be a part of a realtor board, and you don't have to pay for an MLS. You can't actively sell. If you do get a client, you can refer them out, and there's a split with that. The monthly cloud fee reduces to $50 a month, but you can still earn revenue share. You can still take part in the health insurance, and you can still refer deals out to other agents and get a referral fee, because your license is still technically active. And so that's pretty impressive. Truly the only way that you can exit the real estate business. As the old saying goes, real estate agents don't retire, they expire. I'm on a mission to absolutely change that, and EXP's model is the only one that provides you the opportunity to have money freedom, time freedom, ultimate financial freedom, and an exit strategy. We want you to retire and not expire. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, I would love to chat with you, would love to connect. Check out information on my group, the EXP Wolfpack, that I'm a part of with Mike Sherrard, Louis Galt. Check out this link right here. And while you're here, check out this video that I made about 500,000 real estate agents exiting the industry this year. We're now at the halfway mark, but check it out. Very innovative conversation that came from a talk I was listening to Ben Newman at. So like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast with your favorite real estate agent, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.